Today, we're going to talk about three key components of having a sales system as a contracting business owner. In our last video, we talked about how you need three systems in place to step out of daily project work. You need a sales system, you need a project system, and you need a financial system. In today's video, we're really honing in on the sales system, and we're going to talk about these three key components. If you own a contracting business or you're in the services and you want to break free from project work, you have to have a way to inject cash into your business. And the way to inject cash into your business is through sales. You have to be able to close deals consistently. Closing deals doesn't come by happenstance. It comes through very clear, focused effort. This sales system is the sales system that our founder, Anthony Hicks, used to grow his contracting business, Reliable, to a multi-million-dollar business that he's been able to step out of the daily project work. And I'm sharing the secrets that he used to step out of project work with you today. For a lot of contractors, they approach sales haphazardly. They get a referral, they run out to a potential job, and they're flying by the seat of their pants, trying to use some kind of estimating software and not necessarily having a very clear and consistent process. And then also not having a way to track all of the important details to ensure that the job is done effectively if you do close the deal. A very well-run project is dependent on the person who's doing the sales and the estimating, creating clear notes and project documents that are accessible after the sale is done. And if that isn't built directly into your sales process, it's going to really cut into your profitability, which is going to make it so you can't hire somebody in to replace you on the job site. There are three key components to a successful sales system. The first one is estimating. The second one is quote management. And the third is consistent follow-up. If you're going to be successful stepping out of your business as a contractor, you have to create systems that can scale. That means you have to have clear processes in place that when you step out of the business, there's somebody else that can repeat exactly what you were doing when you were there. So you can't just go into a job and eyeball it and give an estimate. That might work when you're the sales guy and you're the one implementing. But as soon as you step out, you have to make it really easy for somebody else to get clear and consistent results when you're not there. So when you go to do estimates, you need to have a clear estimate process. Well, that could be using estimating software, or it could be having a spreadsheet that has your pricing for everything laid out very clearly and easily so that you're able to scan through it yourself and get consistent output. If you're going to similar jobs and your prices vary dramatically, it's going to make it very difficult to tell why you're winning deals and why you're losing them. It's going to be very difficult to track profitability, and it will be next to impossible to have somebody else step into the role of sales. But no matter what you choose, you need to have something that gets you consistent results. The second key component that you need in your sales system is a quote management process. You need a way to get consistent with your quotes and make it really easy to be able to access both for your own information, but also for your team. A lot of contractors use carbon copy quotes where they write down the quote on the top and peel it apart and give part of it to the client and keep part of it, and then hope that people on their team can read their handwriting when they get out onto the job. This is a recipe for creating very inconsistent quoting within your jobs. If you lose that, you're losing the notes for the guys on the job, and this makes it very difficult for you as the business owner to step out. Now, if you're the person who's selling and you're the person who's delivering on the work on the project, then you can get away with that. But as soon as you move away from you being the person who's physically selling and physically on the job site, that information has to be able to cross over to your team effectively. You really need to have something that's online that you're able to use to consistently manage quotes. Now, we're a little bit biased here because Axe software has quote management built into it that stays and lives with the job. But whether you use Axe or not, you need everybody to be able to clearly access and read the job notes. That way, when you go back to do a post-mortem on the job or look back to see whether you were profitable, you have notes that are really clear to go back to and you can find them. And then your team who's on the job is able to see the notes that this person who is selling wrote down. That quote management process is easy to overlook, but man, it makes all the difference in the world if you're not physically on the job site. And the final thing you need in your sales system is a process for follow-up. It's easy to go out and just be throwing quotes out left and right, but it's amazing what happens when you just give a call back to your client or you send them an email to follow up on your quotes. When I was selling to homeowners, it's amazing their response when I would give them a call on the phone to answer questions. And a lot of times, me giving them a call was the difference between closing the deal or not. And so you need a way to be able to consistently follow up with your clients, whether that's through email, phone calls, sending them a note in the mail. Have a very clear and consistent process so that you're following up with every quote every time. Now, by implementing these 3 parts of a solid sales system, you're going to see more cash coming into your business, and you're going to create consistency from job to job. That way you ensure that you're quoting the right amount each and every time. We developed Axe software to help solve some of the challenges of managing quotes, managing your projects, and managing finances on the job. So if you want to be able to have a quote management system that's easy to use and is going to go from the salesperson directly to the person who's implementing on the ground, definitely check out Axe software. And in the next video, we're going to be talking about the importance of a project management system that you use to be able to track whether or not you're getting jobs done correctly, whether you're following through on all the things that were quoted, and ensuring that there is clear communication between the salesperson, the person who's doing the project work, and the business owner. We'll see you in the next video.